Decision-making criterion. So what is decision-making? Decision-making is the process of identifying and selecting a particular course of action from among several alternatives in order to achieve a desired goal or solve a problem. A manager or a leader should identify a problem, know exactly what the problem is, evaluate it, and choose the best appropriate alternative in order to achieve the desired objectives efficiently and effectively. According to George R. Terry, decision-making is the selection based on some criteria from two or more possible alternatives, meaning that the decision maker should select from two or more possible alternatives that is available to him, because it is due to the existence of several alternatives that the decision problem arises. If there were only one alternative, then there were no needs for a decision. These are the 5 decision-making criterion in which a manager or a leader or a person in his personal life can make his decision. We have Maximax Criterion, Maximin Criterion, Minimax Regret Criterion, Equality Likely Criterion or Criterion of Rationality, and a Criterion of Realism. Maximax Criterion. This criterion was also called Criterion of Optimism. The decision maker believed in himself and he believed in his decision. He believed that the best will surely happen. Here, the decision maker aimed to maximize his outcome. It involved an optimistic view of the future outcome. The decision maker believed in the future that the objective he sets will surely bring right result. This is done by selecting the highest among various alternatives. The decision maker did this by selecting the highest alternative with the highest expected outcome. However, the disadvantage of this criterion is that it does not make use of all available information in getting the quantitative value. The disadvantage of optimism criterion is that the decision maker remain optimist, so he does not make use of all the available information in getting the quantitative values. Always, the objective of the decisions should be qualitative and quantitative in nature. The decision maker should have a definite realistic plans, real and achievable plan in order to avoid blind optimism. Maximin Criterion. This was also called Criterion of Pessimism. The decision maker believed that some bad or good may happen, so he protects himself. Here, the decision maker is assumed to be pessimistic. The objective is to maximize minimum possible outcome. The weakness of this criterion is that the result will not always be unique. The weakness of pessimism criterion is that the result will not always be unique. The decision maker avoids risk. He chooses safety over discomfort. However, it has the advantage of helping one to be in the best possible condition in case if the worst happens. This criterion helps a decision maker in case if the worst happens to be in the best possible condition. Minimax Regret Criterion. This criterion was developed by L.J. Savage. He pointed out that the decision maker may experience regret after the decision has been made. After the decision maker has made his decisions, he may experience regrets about the decision he made. Thus, the decision maker may attempt to maximize regrets before actually selecting a particular alternative. This criterion is aimed at maximizing opportunity loss. The decision maker will experience regrets after he made his decisions, so he wants to take advantage of any opportunity that is available to him before actually making another decision. Criterion of rationality or equality likely criterion. This criterion is based on what is known as the principle of insufficient reason. The decision maker does not have sufficient information or adequate information to conclude his decision. Since the probabilities for the occurrence of various events are unknown, there is not enough information to conclude that these probabilities will occur. Since the decision maker has no sufficient information about the occurrence or the outcome of each event, so there is not enough information to conclude this decision. This criterion assigns equal probabilities to all the events of each alternative decisions and selects the alternative with the highest expected outcome. Since the decision maker has not have sufficient information to conclude his decisions, the decision maker will assign equal probabilities to all the outcome, and the probability of a particular alternative with the highest expected outcome is the one to be selected. This criterion was also called criterion of realism or weighted average criterion. It is a compromising between the Maximax optimistic and the Maximin pessimistic decision criterion. This criterion is a compromising balance between the optimistic criterion and the pessimistic criterion. This allows the decision maker to take into considerations of both maximum and the minimum for each alternative and assign them weighted according to his degree of optimism and the pessimism. The decision maker takes into consideration of both the optimism and the pessimism of his decisions and assigns them weighted according to his degree of optimism or pessimism. The alternative with the highest expected outcome will then be selected. In every decision, the particular alternative that is possible to the decision maker